Hi, welcome to you to in the Smart Polish channel. I'm Polished, and it's my channel about the Smart Polished. So let's get started today about the project against in the lecture videos of 4 in this series. It will be the 5 of lecture video of this series. In the previous sections, I already discussed about some basic terminology of artificial neural networks. Let me recapitulate the things from the years. What is the artificial neural network? So what's the about the things and it is the building blocks and the first generation of macro-language models and the connections and the architecture of artificial neural networks and the recurrent neural networks and its descriptions and as well as backpropagation neural network and its descriptions and the network how the network is learning from here there is about that. So in the sections today here from here we will learn the data resource. Sorry, data resource from where you can get the data about so whatever the data you get in the first times it will be the raw data, so you need to modify the data. Okay, for training, so from where you will get the data, so you will get the data from here. Go to this and type the UCL machine learning. uh, UCL machine learning repository, it is the data center data hub. From here you collect the data for training data sets. UCL machine learning repository, and it is the main websites UCL machine learning repository. Sorry, okay, no problem. So it is the main data sets, so let me paste in here for you. Here I this. Okay, uh, let's come to the website first. There is a main websites of user machine learning repository. Okay, from here you can collect the data. See, there is a number of data is this. So you maybe think that those data sets are only this. No, it is a new data set and it's the very most popular data set like Irish, adult, wine, car evolution. Those are data sets is a very training than data sets. And you can see there is a number of data sets. How you can see, you will go there, view all the datasets. Okay, then it will show you all the dataset is present here, and you can choose which dataset you want to use. See, there is a number of datasets and datasets that have their informations. Okay, I will come first. I will go this, no problem. So it's a default task which type of dataset do we want for classification, regression, clustering, or the types. How many attributes you want, data types, how many types of data, how you want. So this type of area. So classifications. What's the classification meaning? I'm choosing classifications. Let's see. Classification means those datasets have input characteristic. On the basis of input characteristic, we are classifying. Suppose it is male, female or not. It is real, fake or not. It is which type of class. It is for class dataset. Which type of class dataset is not. For breast cancer cells, the person is affected with the breast cancer cell or not. Breast cancer cells, the person, I mean the woman is affected or not. This dataset is having been abandoned. It is classification type data which is classifying the abalone which type of animals. This is very difficult to identify it is male female or in the third sex. So this data set will classify the abalone as male female or something else. There is a number of data sets in the classifications. You can select here the number of attributes. How many type of attributes you want? Attributes means characteristic. Data have the characteristics. Suppose a man have characteristics, have speaking, talking, walking like this. So data have a number of characteristics. I mean number of attributes. So each of the attributes have their again the value. This is called an instance. I will come in the sections later. So there is all of the data types. So it is the dataset name. It is the data type, multi-digit class type of this type. Default tags. We choose here classifications for all the data series classification. Along with that, some of the data series clusterings for clustering purpose we are using here. And attributes. How many attributes the dataset have? Okay, and the attributes type. It is a real, integer, double type, or something else. It will give the information about that attribute types. And there is this instance. How many instances the data have? Okay, I mean how many instances the data you have. I will come to each of the part in very detail again. And how many attributes is there in the data? Okay, attribute is depend upon each of the instance. Suppose is this Avalon datasets have the 4177 instance. For each of the instance, this is have 8 attributes. And from where the dataset, from where the dataset is available here, the dataset is available here in 1995 for classifications only. If you don't want, then undo. I mean, we want all the datasets. Okay. Uh, so for simplicity, I will show you only the dataset which is containing the numeric value only. Okay, numeric digit only. So for this case, you can go for iris dataset, banknote dataset, colposcopy dataset, liver disorder datasets. There is number of datasets there. Okay, so for very simple dataset, I will take from here. I know already. That's why I'm typing the names here. Banknote. Banknote datasets. You can go banknote datasets. If you come in like this manner, you can see the banknote dataset also here. Banknote. Bank marketing. Banknote dataset is not given here properly, but the dataset is here. I'm sure very about that. So let's see. I'm trying to see the dataset from here. Okay, banknote. Already I worked on this dataset. That's why. So if you mention learning, this gives me the exact result of the banknote datasets. Now we come to the banknote dataset here. So it is about classifications, real, these things. Okay. Now go to the data folder. Here also you can parent directory. It is parent directory means all the dataset will be available here. Okay. See all the datasets it's available here. From there also you can see the banking datasets. Wait. These all are dataset. See there is a pros transfer dataset is mentioned here, but the dataset is not available. You should have to mail them. After that, they will give the datasets. Till now, it is not coming in this manner. The banknote dataset is this. Okay, so I will show you the dataset is already here, but I want to show you that dataset how we get the dataset actually. Yeah, not the bank marketing this one, and using Control F to search banknote authentication actually. I'm giving space, that's why it's not fine. Banknote authentication. This is dataset. Okay, it is multi-variable authentication. For classification, real 1,372 instances there are, and each of the instances have 5 attributes and it's available in 2013. This and clicking on this data set is identifies the US dollar note is real or fake. So this is the basic description about the dataset, multi whatever I told you. Now come to here data folders. In the data folder, you can see there is a text directory. Sometimes the data is given in XML format, sometimes the data is given in a text format, sometimes it is given in a ZAR file or zip file also. Okay, sometimes the data also not there, so if you mail them, then they will give you the data. So click on that. See, it is the data. Let me be and we get the thing. See, it is the data. Can you imagine? It is very simple data, very simple data. First times I'm introducing the data, that's why I show you the very simple data. You can understand which one is input, which one is target data sets. uh, so it is very complicated. Don't worry. I will here I will give you the exact thing. See, in these data sets, if you want to know which one is input data and target data, you can read the things one by one. But as my experience, I will tell you output data sets always will be in left or in right side. Here the output dataset is in right side. Let's see all the output values here 0 or 1. Why 0 or 1? See, up to here it is 0 and from here it is 1. Why 1? Because 0 means the dataset is fake dataset and 1 means the dataset is real dataset, and the other value before 1, I mean these values, as the input value of the dataset, and 1 is the output value of this particular input. So we need to export the datasets in XML formats. So how can you do that? So for doing these things, do one thing, save the dataset first. Control X, and it will be saved in a X document manner. I'm saving the dataset in my desktop. Banknote authentications, save. My data is saved. Now let's see the data here. What is the data? Data is here, saved. Now open the MATLAB. Now go to the MATLAB. In the MATLAB, okay, in the MATLAB, what happened? First, you need to import the file in MATLAB. I mean the data from where? No, from home. So from go home and import data. Okay. Before that, you need to change the directory. Okay. It is game. So what is my data? My data is in desktop. Bank authentication data. Open it. So my data will come here, I think very soon. Wait. It's processing till now. My data will come here. Yeah, it is coming. It will come in the MATLAB environment. It's processing the data. Is it clear with me? We already imported, so now we want to see what data is imported here. So fine. So import sections. When this section is fine, it will automatically takes, because it is already all the things numbers, so it will automatically takes number. If it is not number, then you can change. Or it is takes number or something else. You can change from here. So I'm importing the data set. Fine. After imported the data set, you need to import the dataset in command window. How will take the dataset in command window? Cutting these things. See, my dataset will come here. Data node authentications. This dataset is come here already. So I need the dataset in my command window. So let's go to the command window. See. So for the datasets, what's the name of the datasets? Find the name here. Datasets will automatically come. Instead of doing this, let go with the text of just bank note authentications. This dataset names very large. Sorry. Uh, rename. Oh, rename. BN bank note. Okay. Achha, bank note datasets. So take this dataset in MATLAB and command window. PL bank note. Data will come here. Yeah, data will come in the formats. See, in this data, this four column is for input and the last column is for output. Whatever one is representing the banknote is original, and in this scenario where the zero is there, it will show that the banknote is fake. So we need the data set in Excel file. So how we create the Excel file? So before that, we need to separate the data sets. Okay. So how we separate? That the input data is column 1, 2, and 3, 4, and output data is column 5. So for that case, bn1 is equal to bn for all the rows. It takes all the rows, and for column 1, 2, 4, takes all the rows, and for column first, second, third, and fourth column as bn1. bn1 means that those of the data are input data. I mean, it takes this input data. Here is data, this data, this data, this data, this data, take as input data. This four column take as input data. Okay, let's run. Text times. I'm telling you about the one thing, if it is depend upon your PC configurations. If your PC is good configurations as well as your desktop is good configurations, then you can handle the data very easily. Neither it will takes time sometimes. Yeah, to get the input data. In this scenario, I will take the output data also. Output data be into, and it is for all colors and for column. Which column? It will be the fifth column. You remember? Yeah. Let's see. It is the fifth column. So I know which one is input data and which one is output data. So now let's choose where we'll save the data. Okay, to save the data, you should have to go home. Then you should have to go current folder. In the current folder, browse the folder from where you want to save it. Okay, so, in current folder, browse from the where select a new folder. Oh, suppose I want to save this thing. Desktop. Okay, folder. Now it is in desktop. Okay, so whatever the things, it will come, it will save here. So go to the command window again. Here you need to create a first XML file. So how will create? So write any file name. Suppose I'm writing in file name. You can take file name is equal to of to the suppose banknote. Banknote is the dataset name dot the extension XLSX, the extensions about the data. Okay, so semicolon and try filters. So your XML file with the name of banknote is created. Now you put the input dataset in sheet 1 and output dataset in sheet 2. How? Let's see. Write table. Where I want to write table in the banknote dataset, where I will give bn as a input dataset is there. Dataset where I will get in the file which the file in the file name. Here I want to keep which sheet I want to put dataset in sheet 1. Okay, sheet 1. Sorry, I want to keep the dataset in sheet 1, and the range of the dataset will be, sorry, we also in semicolon. The range of the dataset will be what? K1. Okay. From here the dataset will be stored. Okay, it is about the input datasets. Oh, there is a mistake, sorry. After one there is a no semicolon. Semicolon will be there, but okay. It is the input datasets. It is already taken as the input datasets. Okay, for in a XLSX format, or whatever the file name is banknote, where in the sheet 1 it will store the input data from the range of A1. Now in a similar way, I want to store the output data. Output data name is BN2. Okay, in the same file in the same sheet of from the range of A1. Okay, so it will take the center. Wow. So I think our program is finished now here. Let's see the data. Let's see the data here. Let's see. You can see banknote dataset created. Let's open the dataset in XML format. Yeah, in the XML format, those are the input data. Those are the input data. Okay, and in the sheet 2, it's the output data. So output data will be start from 1. For that case, just copy all the data sets. Sorry, neither control. So copy all the data. So what happened? I don't want the first one because it is a variable name. Because it's a variable name. So suppose here, sorry, put your cursor at the last and put play. Now press sit and down key. So it will extract the first one. Here cut all the data already cut. So now take your cursor in the very first from 1 from here to you want to post. So from here delete this thing and create the cursor and control delete. Sorry. Text time. Put the cursor here. Control A. Yes. Control X. X and go to the very front where you want and control V. Yeah, now the data is from 1. This is the output. Do the same thing from for input data also. Take the mouse cursor at the last data. Type control A, all the data selected, X, shift and down arrow. Because this is a variable name, it will start from 1. We want the value from start from 1. So control X and go to the very first again. From where you want one, put the cursor there and control Z. Now the data is from control 1. Now this is the complete data sets which is in my hand. I will use the dataset in future to train the neural network. In the next video, I will show you how to train the data and this data, bank data, and for any simple data, any neural networks in a very simple manner. After that, I will go the very complicated code to how I'm training each of the data. So how can the get the data, how will extract the data, how will modify data, how will the format data, and how you can get the data in XML files and Excel sheets. You know all about the things. I hope you understand. So today is this much. Those are the parts until now want to watch my video, please do watch my video from the very first, and please like my video, and subscribe my channels and press the bell icon, because this time if you give me the motivations about this, then I will create lots of the things like this. So hopefully in the very soon, if you are very interested, I will create the machine learning video something. So today this much. Thank you. Goodbye.